Paul Creighton here, Executive Director of the Fiscal Alliance Foundation. I'm sitting here with Chris Reynolds in Concord, Massachusetts, and we're talking about why you're stepping up and supporting us for this very important task, which is to fund a study to defend Prop 2.5. So Chris, you are our lead sponsor of our matching gift campaign, run for the month of May, and we just want to thank you so much for helping us be able to do this and fund it.
I'm very interested in that study. I'm a big fan of Prop 2.5, so I've agreed to put up $25,000 for matching gifts to fund a study that's going to cost $50,000. So that's the goal.
Thank you.
And that, you're very welcome. And the purpose is to make sure we retain Prop 2.5 in the state.
Proposition 2.5, Prop 2.5, it's been around for 46 years, passed in 1980 by the voters of Mass. It was not a close election. It was a resounding election. People forget that leading up to 1980, so 1978, 1979, inflation was high, the economy wasn't great. Prop 2.5 was a response to high inflation, high costs. It was a way to keep government spending in check and allow the voters to have a say before major decisions are made. It kind of feels that way right now, where the cost of everything seems to be going up quite a bit. So Prop 2.5 is so fitting that it's coming into play again now, when back in 1980, it was kind of answering a significant problem.
I was on the finance committee in my town for 6 years, and now I am on the Public Works Commission. And so that got me interested in understanding more about municipal finances, including taxes. So I saw in my own town the pressure that it puts on the budget discussion. There's not a lot of pushes back. Prop 2.5 is one of them. It has to be dealt with every time. And now you can see more and more towns are asking for exceptions. They're having issues with local funding from the state and other just cost pressures that are building. But Prop 2.5 is incredibly necessary because it drives the right conversation. It forces people to the polls to actually focus on what can I do to control my taxes? I think it's really important that we retain it.
We want to help protect that. There's calls right now to repeal it, to edit it, to water it down, to make it ineffective, to get around it. And there has been for a while, but it's more vigorous now because the state is failing towns and cities. Local aid is not there where it should be. We're below the national average. Mandates are getting passed on. So a way to deal with the mandates and the lack of local aid is say, hey, property taxpayers, you're on your own. You have to fund all this. You're talking about 10%, 8%, 12% increases year over year to fulfill the state's mandates in these towns and cities.
Government never goes the other way. So there's no incentive in government. No one ever is arguing to sort of cut the numbers other than the taxpayers, because everyone has their pet project and they want it to go up, never go down. And there's always a good reason. There's many of them are good projects, but the ability to prioritize and actually live within the budget and not have it keep going up, the same pressures that you would have in a corporate environment, which I was very used to, do not exist. And so that to me is one of the big issues that we have around property tax in all towns and across the state.
So the study's being written by Jared Walsnack from the Tax Foundation. He's a well-known economist. This is one of his first projects he's doing on his own, and we're so happy that he's taking on an interest on Prop 2.5 in Massachusetts. But it's going to look at property taxes in Massachusetts if we didn't have Prop 2.5. Paint the picture of what it's like in Massachusetts if we didn't have it, so you can anticipate what it will be like in the future if they get rid of it. So we want people to be informed and be aware what's at stake. It's not just conceptual, they have numbers in front of them so that when you do hear a politician say, oh, let's make edits of Prop 2.5, let's repeal it, then they can remember, well, that means my property taxes will be increased by, here's the numbers. We want people to have that information so that they can hold their elected officials accountable and be informed and push them to do the right thing, which is protect and preserve Prop 2.5.
That's great. I'm very excited about the study, and I'm excited to get it going and have people see what's actually happening and what would happen if we lost 2.5. Visit fiscalalliancefoundation.org and make your donation today.
The Fiscal Alliance Foundation is a nonpartisan, nonprofit 501c3 organization. Visit our website to read more about our alternative energy policy studies, sign up for important email updates, make a tax-deductible contribution, and follow us on social media.